And ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the all-time greats, my buddy, Mr. John Wayne.
You're listening to the John Wayne Gritcast with me, Ethan Wayne.
The hell I was.
We're talking all about the life and legacy of my father.
John Wayne.
Mr. John Wayne.
John Wayne is the United States of America.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go.
It's you and me again, Molly.
Hey, I know. I'm so excited.
I don't think I knew that you started in Milwaukee.
You didn't?
No. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Like you remember growing up there?
I remember it, yes, but I don't.
You're little.
Yeah, I was really little.
Like,
I was born there, and I lived there until I was 6.
6, okay.
And then we moved to Chicago. And then from Chicago, we moved to California when I was 9.
How long was Chicago? Like, did you go to school there?
Yeah, I went to kinder, first, second, and third.
Wow.
And then I transferred to, my stepdad transferred to Irvine, California. So off we went.
Wow. It was paradise back then.
Irvine was
Yeah.
amazing. It was such a cool place to live. Like, I wish my kids could have done what we got to do.
I mean, this whole area was amazing
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah. It was
Just,
really neat.
Idyllic for kids. Mm-hmm. Ride your bike everywhere, go hiking, horses, agriculture.
No phones.
Yeah.
It was like you came home when the sun went down.
Yeah. No,
Dinner
it
was always
pretty
at
cool.
the same time, so you wanted to be home by then.
I didn't realize that that you started running because of Scott.
Well, Scott was one of the reasons why I ran my first marathon.
Yeah.
Yes. And a dear friend of mine, Tiffany, her husband, was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And I always wanted to run a marathon, but I never kind of was like, oh, just go do it. I kind of needed that reason. And so those reasons gave me the oomph to go and do the first women's Nike marathon in San Francisco.
So were you running a lot then, like you do now?
No.
I mean, when I talk to you now, I go like, what are you doing? I gotta get 20 in today.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot to me.
Yeah. Or where's Molly? Oh, on top of a mountain somewhere.
Were you that way before?
No, I did mainly just marathon running, and then but before
Yeah,
that,
but how do you get to the first marathon? You have to start jogging,
Yeah.
right? Like I run to the statue and back, it's 3 miles or
which
just
is
under or
awesome.
something.
That's awesome. I just started doing the same thing where I would go and do 6 miles, 5 miles, 3 miles. I also had, when I had my first child, it was my way of getting out the door and not being in the house. You could put him in the jogger and just go outside. And so time just kind of started clicking away, and it's like 2 miles, 3 miles.
And you just stay consistent. You can
Stay
keep going.
consistent to it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been consistent with the running,
That's okay.
so I feel it now.
Yeah, it's been amazing though, just having those. It's something that you can do really walking out your door.
Do you ever do yoga or
I did
Step
do yoga
classes
for a little
or
bit. Years ago, I
aerobics?
did step.
what do they have now? What kind of exercise things? Spin? Did you do spin or Zumba?
I did. No, I never did Zumba, but I did do spin. Did do.
So when I did spin, like I work out all the time, but when I did spin, it really got my heart rate up.
Yeah.
Like
They're good.
kind of anaerobic pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that when you do it?
Yeah. It depends on how much, resistance you put on it too. That probably just aged me and how long ago it was that I did spin, because I think you remotely made it tighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. But I'm also an outdoors person, so if I can do anything outdoors, I'd rather do that.
Me too.
So it was
too.
short lived, but it was truly during like my kids' younger years was when I kind of just had to put them in maybe the daycare at the Sports Club Irvine and go into a spin class, because I had daycare at the same time as I could go do an hour spin class.
I see, and you're still doing daycare. Katie, she's still doing it. Her kids are bigger than her.
Still doing daycare. Yep.
Finn, easy, buddy.
You never stop.
No, you don't. You don't. Like, I remember thinking, once they're, 18 years old, like, you're scot-free.
Well, when did you get, I didn't know you before. So you started running marathons because some friends of yours were affected by cancer. In fact, I don't know how long ago that was, but you were dating a guy that was one of the people that you ran for back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's
Scott.
kind of a unique story.
It really is. Yeah, he was 32 years old. a new parent himself, and he went to the doctor because he couldn't get rid of a cough that he had, and it came out that he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a rare, I think it's called like a C, something C. The tumor was kind of shaped in a C around his heart and his lung. So they acted pretty quickly because it was aggressive, and it was during the first stages of the it's like a pinpoint.
Needle biopsy or?
Radiation.
Oh, radiation. Okay.
Radiation. So it right away they got right on that, and he went through radiation and he went through chemotherapy, and he's been 17 years in remission.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, he comes out and does the runs. I would have never known that happened unless that came up.
Yeah,
and the Who's in El Moro races where we originally met, that had no cancer tie at all, right?
No,
we just thought it'd be good to give you guys sunblock.
Sunscreen, which is amazing for runners. Like, we all need that.
And then years went by before we decided to do this for sure.
Series,
yeah. But now we're on
Here
with
we
the Grit
are.
Series, and Molly's the race director for the Grit Series, if you guys don't already know that. And we've got 5 runs this year. We have Pioneer Town, California, Newport Coast, California, Lone Pine, California, in the Eastern Sierras, and then Fort Worth,
Texas.
Yeah. What's the 5th one?
Well, we have Colorado, possibly, and going back to Colorado
or Arizona.
And then Arizona. A couple new locations that we're investigating right now. It's just so cool, these locations that your dad filmed in.
Yeah, it's tough because we want to get people out to beautiful spots, but you don't get as many out to the beautiful spots as you do to the little urban zones.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've got a lot of exciting 2022 events that will be happening for us.
What's your favorite one, like place?
Lone Pine.
Lone Pine, I think it is mine too. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think I even had a flinch on that one.
That was the first one, right?
I mean, I like Pioneer Town now because we have the Western Town. We've got the hay barn there. You can start right in town, go straight to the trails. Trails are all single track.
Right. They're so beautiful.
I really like that aspect of Pioneer Town.
Do you remember our first trip to Lone Pine when we went out to investigate it?
Yeah.
It was an idea, and we got there, and it was all of a sudden we had a date. We had a community involved. We had a plan, and it just from there just skyrocketed.
Yeah, and you know,
cool.
It's big John Wayne country there, so they're really helpful.
Yeah. Sitting down at that cafe, you look up and you're like, oh, look, there he is. All over the restaurant. Everywhere you go.
But he's everywhere anyway.
He's everywhere. Yeah. The stories I get told are pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
So why is Lone Pine your favorite?
I feel like I'm out of town when I get there. I feel like, when I was a kid, I would go... you'd get out of Orange County. Once you get up over Cajon Pass, it felt like you were kind of out. But now it's grown up there so much that I feel like you have to go past, Ridgecrest before I really start feeling like I'm out and on the 395. And then when you hit the southern part of the Eastern Sierras and you see them, it's just it's spectacular.
Yeah.
Magnificent snow-covered mountains. And you're on the flat right at the base of them. So also the fact that you can just hop on a Whitney Portal Road and pop into the trees in the mountains, or get up to one of those lakes, or that one road. Is it Cottonwood Lakes? The one that you can see, the zigzag. That's pretty cool. In 10 minutes you're at 11,000 feet.
I know. Yeah, that's incredible. That's so beautiful up there.
And then if it's summer, you can go up to the pass that goes into Yosemite. I can't think of the name of the pass right now, but it's beautiful. It's a seasonal road. I just can't.
I'm not sure. I've only been to Yosemite.
It's the first one. There's a couple of them. And the last time I was there, I drove up. I think I drove up, past Bishop, because I was trying to find one that was open, but they had all closed the last time I was up there. So I had to drive back down 395. Where did you find your, I think we start calling you the marshal and your gals the deputies, but you have, Christina and Sarah and Andrea who does the announcing. Like, when did you guys all connect? Because it's such a team.
It's such a team. Sarah and I met probably first, and we met about 7 years ago, and she had moved down here, and she was a trainer, was a runner. And
Like a workout trainer?
She's a personal trainer. She does like running, coaching, and so her and I just started running together and hanging out and just having the greatest time. And so and she's been just an awesome friend and an awesome supporter, and loves like foundations like the John Wayne Cancer Foundation, and she loves helping and supporting. So she's been amazing. And then I met, I think, Andrea next, and that's kind of a funny story because Andrea and I both got invited to go to China to do a race.
Wow.
Out in this forest out. It's called. I'll think of it.
What's the guy's name? Xi Jinping's house? Did you guys go run there?
No.
That's it changed the world.
I don't know. Actually, this place was like, and I'm not much of a flyer, and it took us, I think, 42 hours to get to where we were going.
Gosh.
But it was a once in a lifetime thing. It was an offer from the race director from Badwater, had me come out there and help him assist, and then she was actually running the race.
Andrea was. Wow.
It was a 100-mile race, and her and I all of a sudden had become roommates, and we had never met before. I knew of her, she knew of me, and then next thing you know, we're in a hotel room for 10 days in China, and so we became fast friends, and ever since then, she's just been amazing, and she does probably crazier things for sure than myself, but she's always one to lend a hand. She'll always help you no matter what. She's got me to the top of Mount Whitney.
She's great.
She's amazing, yeah.
She got me to the top of Mount Baldy.
Wait, that wasn't my snacks that got
It was
you to
the
top?
only thing that got me down were the Gatorade gummy things.
Gatorade gummies?
I had
Yeah.
like 6. I had to parse them out to get me to the bottom. I was so tired.
Yeah.
Sarah's husband Dotto sat with me under a tree for a while.
Yeah, that was pretty.
They go faster, so when you're trying to go a little faster, and I got there late, and then like you have to go potty, so you got to find like the stick house to go in, and then catch up. And I'd Finn, so I was carrying a bunch of
Finn.
water for him.
Yeah. And it was like a
And,
party too. It was like for a birthday.
But you guys were just like I could never just go a little slower. So the whole way, I was kind of like, I was running out of oxygen by the time I got to the top. I was like so tired.
You did so good because it was such a tough climb. That was seriously, Ski Hut Trail is not for the.
Well,
the
they're like
weak.
3 other groups tried to take care of me and Finn. Like they looked at me and they're like, "Hey man, do you need some water?"
No,
Mount
this is
Baldy.
Mount Baldy. Felt like probably Mount Whitney though, compared to, but Mount Whitney, yeah, definitely something.
I
too.
should have just like taken a couple breaks or whatever going up. I don't know.
He did great. Don't
I
let
got
him
back
fool
to my
you.
van that day. I was like sunburned. I was like tired. And I drove like a mile and I just pulled over and went in the back and laid down. I'm like, I'm too tired to drive right now.
Yeah,
And Finn was exhausted because it got hot at the end.
it was a hot day. It was in August.
Yeah,
we
so
were
that
in
was a
that.
little too warm for the
Yeah.
dog. We jumped in that waterfall and got a nice, got nice and cool at the end of it. But yeah, by the time we got back to it's nice because you have sunblock and you're sweaty and you're doing that whole thing, and then you get down to the bottom and you can get in the water.
Get in the water. Yeah,
and
the
feel
waterfall.
freshened
So
up.
nice. Yeah. Yeah. And Miss Christina, Miss Ray Ray.
Yeah, where'd she
who's
come from?
Legally blind, who absolutely always is there to constantly help us. We met as well, just running and racing. She's legally blind in one eye. Yeah. And she's always like, what mountain can we climb? What can I do to help? Always.
Yeah.
Always, always, always.
So everybody met just
Everybody,
jogging the
just
trails.
doing the same thing. We're all
Cool.
just enjoying life outside.
And when did you go from like housewife and mom living in Dover Shores to race director in El Moro?
Back in 2010 is when my kids were in school 8 to 3, and I was running, and I wanted to do some stuff, and I ultimately really wanted to help because I felt like it helped me getting out the door running. I was a mom of 3 kids under 4 years old, so I was considerably busy, and I was doing everything from room mom to team mom, and then I went to wanting to do something outside with people, because everywhere I would go, people were like, oh my God, that would be so cool. How do you do that? They want to do it too, but they don't have like an outlet to do it. So that's when I decided that I wanted to try to see if I could bring something into Crystal Cove. And the same thing with my run group, Wednesday night run group, same kind of thing. People a little bit get intimidated about running. They see it, they go, oh my God, that looks amazing. And you probably feel so good afterwards. And oh my God, you're doing it for a charity, you're helping a cause. So for me, it was more or less just trying to help people, because it helped me get through a lot of stuff too.
And you've also, you're super efficient at getting around. So you still got 3 kids. You're still a mom. You're still doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
You moved a couple months ago, and to you, it was, I'm sure it was a tremendous amount of work, but to like somebody watching, it's just like you just kind of moved overnight, and it wasn't a big deal. And then you're back in your car. You're in Lone Pine the next day. You're in Pioneer Town the next day. You're in Colorado the next day. It's like you're pretty good at being mobile.
Just got to keep going. Yeah. Because there's a lot to be grateful for. So I feel like these are small hurdles, so that if you have the bandwidth and the want to keep moving forward, then just keep going. Like there's no reason to stop.
And the Mazda.
And my Maserati.
Man, that thing gets you around.
I call my Maserati.
Mazda should look at her, because seriously, she covers so much ground.
So much ground, I know.
At Mazda,
And-
sponsor Molly.
Can we? Yeah.
Is it 4-wheel? It's a little SUV.
No, it's
but
not.
I don't
It's
think
not
it's
even
4-wheel
four-wheel drive, no.
And what about, what do you like driving, the Mazda or the Sprinter van better?
I love the Sprinter van because it's just so big, and I'm used to driving bigger cars. I had Suburbans, and so I love that.
When did you move out of here?
I moved 2014,
2014?
2015. I think we sold our house in 2015.
That seems like yesterday to me.
Yeah, sometimes it does to me too.
But it's not.
It's not. Yeah, I used to run right by your house all the time, Polaris and back down.
Oh my
and
gosh,
we'd
Polaris.
do the loops around the whole back bay.
I live at the bottom of a steep hill. It's the hill I ran in high school. Like they'd bring us over here and we'd either run Cliff or Polaris. Polaris has 2 sides.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times in the last 30 years I gone up and down that thing.
That's a good hill too.
It's a great hill, and I see these kids on their electric bikes, and I'm thinking, you're missing out on pedaling up these hills. Like
Those electric
you pedal up
bikes.
those hills, that stays with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, those electric bikes
It's good. It's really
some-
good for you.
are something else.
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
They're everywhere too. Like everywhere you go, you see these kids on these electric bikes.
But they go the wrong way,
I know.
on the wrong side of the road, fast. And so
No
you're
helmet.
looking this way trying to pull out, and then as soon as you go, there's 5 kids coming at
Mm-hmm.
25 the other way. They're basically riding motorcycles on the street.
Yeah. What's next?
Sketchy.
What's going to be after that?
Sketchy.
Because it was like the little scooters, and then that was like the hovercraft.
I'm proud of Marisa because she hasn't given my nephew an electric bike yet. She's making him pedal.
Yeah, mine don't have.
Or
them
she's
either.
driving him. I don't know. But I just think it's good to pedal.
Fortunately, my kids drive, so I think they're not even interested anymore.
A bike's got to be one of the greatest ways to get around there is.
Yeah, my mountain bike is also something super fun. To get around too.
And what game was that where Scott caught was that a foul
The
ball?
Padre
or
game.
Padre game?
It turned out to be it was a fall ball. Yeah. He
So
caught that.
Scott's, who you originally ran for, was a friend of yours, had
Yeah.
cancer. 17 years later, you guys reconnect. You're the race director for the John Wayne Cancer Foundation.
Yeah.
Grit Series runs. He was your cancer guy. You guys
Yeah.
are dating, and then you go to a baseball game. He's a coach, right?
He's a pitching coach.
He's
Yeah.
a pitching coach. So you're at the
Yeah.
Padres game. Is it a foul ball?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are way up there,
We were out there, and
right
it was
into
like
his
the
hand. He
end
just
of the
goes,
game.
boom, he got that
It
thing.
happened so fast, but
Yeah.
all I know is that I ducked. Yeah, I could hear him go, "Oh my God, here it comes!" He took his hat off because he couldn't see because of the sun, and next thing you know, he's got this hand in the air, no glove, and everybody's just looking at him, and he just caught it like no big deal.
I saw David and Adam the other night. Yeah, we went to the, is it Travelodge in Yucca?
Oh, I don't
Is it
know.
a Howard Johnson or a Travelodge?
I don't know.
And it has the Kimmy Grill.
Oh, wow.
which is a sushi place in the desert,
Yum.
and it was pretty good. I gotta say, it was pretty good.
In the desert.
Yeah.
Got some sushi.
Because I always try to get people to go up the hill to Pioneer Town, but yeah, that place was great.
David and Adam have been such a great asset to us for Pioneer Town race. I'm super excited. Speaking of community, kind of the same thing when we were in Pioneer Town, just how that whole Danny just jumped right in and was helpful, and Sherry, and the whole town has been amazing to help us with that.
We couldn't get water out to the to carry water out to the
Aid stations.
mile 10 and mile whatever. There's no motorized vehicles, no bicycles, no electric bikes. It's foot or horseback. And I don't know how many people are in Pioneer Town, but I doubt there's 150 or
Yeah.
less, maybe 100 or less.
Yeah, I can't imagine that many.
Within a couple hours of figuring out that we needed to haul 60 gallons of water out. What was her first name?
Jill.
Jill showed up with pack horses and
So amazing.
a couple
I'm
riders
super
from the
excited
area.
about
Yeah.
it too.
And
Like,
they carried water out to the aid
Yeah.
stations on horseback.
tethered them up on the saddles and off they went. Supported us, and they're super excited for our race coming up on May 7th.
Again, on how we connected, I forgot that it was Molly Rigdon, my niece, my sister Melinda's daughter,
Yeah, Molly.
that would run with you guys, right? Because Molly and Sita and Matthew,
Yeah.
I don't know if Patrick ran cross country. Maybe they all ran cross country, but they were great runners, and
Yeah.
the girls still run constantly.
Yeah. That's Molly and I would run together years
And
ago.
Greg Graber, who
Greg
works with
Graber.
us at the foundation, he's married to Sita, Molly's sister. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of fun.
Sunscreen. And when Ethan helped out that one year, and you went and picked up that backpack, and you had to go run a mile and a half and out and back just to deliver somebody's backpack, and came back, and it was awesome.
Well, it's more fun to do something than do nothing.
You know, it's really nice having you out there too at these events too, because people really, I think, appreciate that, and they enjoy you being out on the trails.
I think they like to see family and
Absolutely.
people being involved. So yeah, I guess
And our whole team though too, how everybody steps in, and everybody, I feel, gets in my hope.
yeah, because Joanne's a small crew, so
Yeah.
you know.
Everybody gets
Depending on what your position is, you'll be selling merchandise or doing packet pickup or
or early morning rides with Molly to
yeah,
come out onto the trails for
running
something.
sweep. Well, went out and visited. There's a YouTube guy that I see. It's called Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and I don't know how it came up on my YouTube, but I start watching. And it's basically a guy that has a tow company, and he just decided to build a little Jeep and go help people that get stuck in the sand, because there's this lake out there that I've been to that has the softest sand around. It's called Sand Hollow. And I almost got stuck in the van there. Like I
Oh,
barely got back to the road. This was a couple of years ago, because somebody told me about it. I went to see it. It's near St. George. It's just kind of a cool place. Well, anyway, they have this YouTube channel, and the scenery that you see where they go pick these people up is incredible. And it's southern Utah, so I spent a lot of time there with my dad. My dad filmed a lot there. So I, drove out to have a look at it, and I think we should probably put that on our list of places
In Utah.
to do a run, because it's
Don't
just
twist my arm.
it's too beautiful to ignore, and there's too strong of a connection.
Right.
But I think I can remember filming everywhere from St. George, Kanab area. What's the next thing? Mexican Hat, and then there's another town out past Mexican Hat. Anyway, it might be too far away to get people to, but we'll have to go check it out.
I don't think so. I think people would be super excited about an event in Utah.
It's a little ways out there. I don't know.
There's a lot there.
I don't know if we'll get enough.
We'll see. Newport Coast. That's up and coming, June 4th. Super excited about
So
this.
first we have Pioneer Town in May. What's that, May 7th?
May 7th.
May 7th, Pioneer Town. June 4th, Newport Coast.
25K, 5K.
And Newport Coast used to be the horse ranch,
Yeah.
where you could board your horse or rent your horse and go riding on the beach.
Yeah. Old school El Moro trailers.
Yeah, I miss it.
Years ago, I know.
I mean, now it's fancy living, but I miss what it was.
It's a whole different. But it's so beautiful because you can be in those old El Moro, the backcountry of El Moro.
Yeah.
You
Well, the
feel
hills
like-
are still there and they're still the same, so that's good. And you can run down and jump in the ocean when you're done.
Exactly. From a lot of the trails, you do have that ocean view, which is pretty spectacular.
Should we keep the 5K going up the steep hill and down, or should we run it back up the bottom canyon?
I think we should keep it going up the hill.
Well, I had some complaints, but they were all smiling when they were complaining, so I
Yeah.
think we keep it.
Yeah.
But maybe
You
we
know-
add maybe an intermediate range where you go up that bottom canyon, because you can go way back.
Well, even going up that bottom canyon, you're still climbing
Yeah,
until
the whole
you turn
way.
around
Sure.
and then you come back
Yeah.
down it gradually, which is, again, there's really no flat in El Moro.
I wonder how many miles it is to go all the way back. What is it? Is it elevator shaft in the very back? Get up
Mm-hmm.
on top and then just come straight down the ridge.
It's about 3.5 miles to Bomber.
Going straight back? So it's kind of long. It'd be a
It'd be
6
like a
mile run or
10K,
something.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Still do 10K.
Yeah, maybe we should add that. I could probably do that.
Oh, you definitely could.
Yeah.
Because
I'd be asleep in the back of my van again.
There's
but
an
I
aid
could do it.
station you could put at the top. You get some food, some snacks, and turn around, and then it's all downhill on the
Because
way back.
the view from up there is incredible. Especially if
really
you can see
is.
the islands, if it's clear enough to see Catalina or San Clemente.
It really is.
Yeah. Pretty.
Lone Pine.
What's
half
that date?
marathon, 10K. October.
Yeah, October.
I think it's the 15th this year.
Well, if you
Which-
haven't seen the Eastern Sierras in October, come
yes.
on out.
Seriously. It is so beautiful.
The town is great. We do the run in the Alabama hills, and you're literally a minute from town and 5 minutes from
Whitney
the
Portal.
portals. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
And you're an hour drive, through awesome, like Bishop, Big Pine, an hour and a half from Mammoth.
How old are your
Anybody?
kids now?
17, 19, and 22.
And so where are they going? Are they off?
Well, Peyton, or my oldest, Cade, is 22, and he is finishing up at junior college. And he will be probably transferring, he says, this next year, but he's still kind of on the fence.
To go to another college or to go work
To go
somewhere?
to another
or-
college. His major is sports marketing, so he wants to do something in that field.
Maybe he can help us
Yeah,
market our sport.
yeah. And then Peyton, she is 19, about to turn 20 next month. She is finishing up at as well at OCC, Gaynor AA, and she is transferring. She's already applied to another school. Her major is psychology. She wants to be a psychologist of some sort in that field, somewhere along those lines. Doesn't know exactly, which is totally fine. And Braden is 17. He's a senior at Harbor, and he has applied to a couple schools, and we're still waiting to find out from them.
And he's still at Harbor?
He is still at Harbor,
Wow.
yeah,
My alma mater.
which has been kind of an experience,
Harbor High School?
yeah.
Just
Just
'cause
because of
it's-
COVID
oh.
over the last couple of years, Kind of a bummer deal, but
Tough thing to navigate with
tough
kids.
to, yeah, I really feel. Well, my daughter, she graduated from Harbor, but she didn't get an official graduation because same COVID.
Neither did I. Don't feel bad. I didn't get an official one. I'm thinking next year I'll go back. I'll finish my last year.
Yeah, but so I could be possibly empty nested this summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would
which
you
is-
move?
I am always entertaining that idea for sure. I mean, in the places that I've been just over the past few years, from Texas to Colorado, Utah, absolutely. Those are some of my 3 locations that I
You know,
could
what I like
go.
about Southern Utah is it's not that far away.
No, the drive
And
is
it makes things, if you enjoy road trips, it makes other stuff a lot closer.
Yeah.
Colorado, Montana.
Montana. That's another
Arizona.
place.
Yeah.
Montana's pretty epic. So yeah, I would be definitely entertained to go somewhere. So to register for any of the John Wayne Grit series, you can go to johnwayne.org and register online, and you'll find discount codes that are out and about too. There's one discount code, GRIT15, for 15% off registration. And you can sign up for one or for all of them. And it's pretty cool.
Who are our sponsors now? I thought you got some amazing sponsors.
We have such amazing
Yeah.
sponsors.
And
yeah.
the gear bags that you get when you sign up are...
Yeah, the swag bags. It's all about the swag.
It's fun putting those together.
It's all about the swag.
For me, not so much for you. But
No, it is good. It's fun. Yeah, we have Yeti and Gatorade, Sparkling Ice, Topo Chico, Duke Spirits, Hui, Nathan, the Cowboy Channel, RFD TV, the Path Project, and adding a few new ones to the mix, Red Bull.
awesome.
And yeah, if anybody out there who's interested wants to sponsor, come on.
Yeah, we love the
reach out.
sponsors. They've been great. The
Yeah.
people have been really grateful to to get their goodie bags when they participate. And also, if you feel like volunteering for one of these runs, we can always use volunteers.
Yeah, we love volunteers.
It's usually a remote location, like you need to be a little bit hardy. You got to get out a few miles and do some work for us, then come back a few miles. But the locations are spectacular. It's a nice community, and it's for a great cause. And for those of you who don't know, my father died of cancer. He had lung cancer in like 1964 when I was a little boy, and they removed part of his lung. And then 17 years later, he got stomach cancer and didn't survive that. But he asked his kids if we'd use his name to help the doctors fight cancer. And luckily, we were around some pretty significant doctors at that point, and my brother Michael and a doctor put together some programs that led to standards of care like the sentinel node biopsy if you have breast cancer. It came out of some melanoma research, but even things like immunotherapy and vaccine therapy for cancers and things like liquid biopsy, early detection blood tests. A lot of the seeds of these technologies were born at the John Wayne Cancer Institute back in the day, and now you're seeing them come to fruition. Also, we train surgeons how to be specialists. So a general surgeon can go into private practice, or he can come to John Wayne if we match, and he spends a couple of years learning multidisciplinary surgery. So, brain, breast, melanoma, GI, urology. They come out specialists, and then they go out to different places all over the country and bring expertise and technology that wasn't there before to help people with their surgeries. And surgery is, a lot of times they're going to go in and remove the tumor and then deal with secondary treatments. But the surgery is really important. You got to make sure you get margins, and some of the surgeries are difficult. So these doctors are trained. They see difficult cases. They're working with the best doctors in the world to learn how to do these surgeries. And John Wayne has trained over 200 of those surgeons, and they're all over the country. If you go to the website, you can look at a map and find one near you, figure out what their disciplines are. You can talk to them. They're in touch with each other through our network, and we fund research. All of them are researchers as well as surgeons. So it's an incredible legacy for John Wayne, and these runs help us to fund cancer research, education, awareness, and support. And they're just a lot of fun.
Definitely.
They get you off the couch. They get you out into the American West. You breathe fresh air. You're around people who are out there participating with you. We always have great stuff in the bags.
Yeah, and it's amazing hearing people, like all their stories that we've heard, that people who are why they're running the John Wayne Grit Series, that they are running in honor of a family member, or if somebody immediately is actually going through treatment.
Yeah.
They really love having something to have to release any kind of stress or fears or worries.
And I was listening to Dr. Peter Attia yesterday or the day before. He's sort of a longevity specialist, and he said that the number one thing you can do for longevity is exercise. So there's sauna, there's this, there's diet, all that stuff. But if you really want to do yourself some good, like you get the most bang for your buck out of exercise. So, we invite people to come out, walk halfway, jog, trot, do whatever, come with a friend. Just get outside and move around camp. You're doing yourself some good.
It is it is nothing but positive.
Was that Danny Saul that just walked in? Speaking of a man who gets a lot of exercise. Good to see you, Dan.
Hi, Danny.
I paid for my exercise.
Hi. How are you?
Guys off?
Well, we're on. We were talking about Pioneer Town. We talked about you.
No.
So you're kind of I called you the mayor when in fact you're the sheriff of Pioneer Town.
Well,
Because I saw Jeremy Corbell posted your sheriff's badge the other day.
sheriff. Some people call me the sheriff. Some people call me the king. Some people call me the
Some
mayor.
people call you other stuff.
Some people,
Wait,
Wow,
what did David say there? Something about dinosaurs. Remember when he said something? So
It just,
funny.
it just has to do with being around a long time.
I see.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah, we need another microphone to get Danny on the next
Yeah.
one. Okay.
So if it wasn't for Danny, we wouldn't be rocking it out in Pioneer Town.
All right. Well,
Love
thanks
Danny.
for tuning in. Try and get out to one of our Grid Series runs, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the John Wayne Gritcast. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you like what you heard, give us 5 stars in the Apple Podcast app and follow us on social media at John Wayne Official.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go.